Welcome back, folks. Joining us right now are the folks from South Texas College. We are joined by Jovelite Leon, and she's the Financial Aid Outreach Specialist. And we have Robert Barrera, and he's here talking about, you are the College Connection Specialist.
Yes.
So thank you both so much for coming on the show this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking about a couple different things. One, summer is coming up, so that means time to register for those summer classes, of course, but some financial aid opportunities to definitely help out with those. So tell me a little bit about South Texas College itself and kind of how the summer registration works.
So summer and fall registration is actually available to start as of right now.
Okay.
So we have a lot of different opportunities that students can take advantage of. You know, a lot of students want to go to traditional school, but usually in the summer they take advantage of summer classes. Usually we try to push that as far as summer goes. Fall is open as well, and we know that there's a lot of students with different circumstances that either they have to work out of town or they have to take care of their kids or brothers or sisters. They don't have a car, they share a car with their brother or sister or their mom, their dad. You know, there's different things here and there that they kind of see as a wall, but we try to help them out as best as we can we provide bus opportunities, bus travel free for students. We have the online courses, we have the hybrid courses where some it's online, some it's half of it's online, half of it is traditional, and then the pure traditional classes that we can help them sign up for as well.
Perfect. Now, do summer classes, I know it's summer, so people tend to either work or they kind of just want to have the summer off and kind of decompress from the rough school year. Do you tend to see a high enrollment for summer, or do you see a lot more students at that time kind of taking advantage of that?
We kind of see it balance out. Of course, for fall, you know, it's about that time where it's August, back to school season. So we see a big grow in enrollment. And then for the spring, it kind of maintains, it stays about the same. Summer, it borders depending on the semester, depending on the year. But we usually get a good turnout. We always have a lot of different classes available for the students. We try to make sure that there are a lot of different opportunities for them to take advantage of. So their option is definitely there to help them out for summer and for fall.
Definitely. And as a college connection specialist, kind of what does that entail? Do you do a lot of outreach to students, or are you going out to high schools and stuff? Or are you kind of just that buffer between once they enroll in college and like, all right, now what do I do? How do I maintain and go through this?
So I kind of serve as the point of contact, the first point of contact for the students, especially if they're in high school. So I do go out to outreach events in the community and to high schools. So I go to high schools and I help them with the admissions process as far as doing the applications. Myself or Joveli will go and help out with financial aid. And then as the spring comes along, we bring them to STC and we help them enroll in fall classes while still registered in high school. And it doesn't stop there. We kind of help the transition from high school to college. So we keep the assistance there as far as myself or as far as other specialists go. We have that help to kind of guide them from high school to college, and even non-traditional students who who have kids, who have been working for a while and they want to just switch careers or they want to try something different. We take care of those students as well, and I kind of help facilitate that process between the traditional and non-traditional students.
Well, definitely, and that's really important, of course, because it can be intimidating entering college. I mean, from your high school setting to, all right, now I have to do this kind of on my own, but it's great to have those resources there and those people to help you along the way. Now, what are some of the things you kind of see or you hear students tell you when you go to those high schools, or, whether they're like, I didn't know I could do this, or I didn't know there were these opportunities for financial aid, or that they're just kind of learning as you speak to them?
As far as South Texas College goes, whenever I do my college presentations, they're not aware that STC is an open enrollment institution, and by that it means everybody who applies is accepted. There's no waiting on a committee to look over your application. We don't ask for resumes. We don't ask for any extensive add-ons as far as the application process goes. As soon as we get the application, you can do it online. It takes 5 to 10 minutes to do. And you do it online, we get it, and you're accepted. And then the next step after that is turning in either a high school transcript or a GED, depending on your situation. If you have taken the ACT, TSI, any kinds of test scores, college entrance level exams, we would ask for those scores. If you haven't taken them, we provide that exam for you guys or for the public. And we try to make the process as easy as possible. It's those 3 steps that we take to get them into school. They speak to an advisor, look over their degree plans, and then go on from there.
Perfect. And of course, it can be intimidating. And then you think, okay, I want to go to college, but how am I going to pay for it? So kind of how do you work that out with them and talk to them about it?
So for my job, I'm the outreach specialist. So what I do is I go out to the communities, the high schools, and I really help them with the financial aid application. And sometimes that could be a little bit confusing because there's terms in there that people don't know.
Right.
It's the first time seeing, so they're a little bit nervous and apprehensive. So we go out into the schools and we're able to help them with the application. So what the application does, it's called the FAFSA, and they're able to complete the application to cover them for the fall and for the spring.
Okay.
So it's something that we're really excited about this year that starts is now students are able to get their classes paid for in the summer.
Oh, wow.
And that's why we're, Robert and I are kind of tag teaming and just really just pushing that message of there's a possibility to go into your summer classes paid for. And that's really what we want them to know, because sometimes students get discouraged, like, well, I already ran out of money in the fall and the spring, so I can't go in the summer.
Right.
When in reality, that's not really the case now, and starting this year. So Department of Ed made it available now that students can go year-round. They call it year-round Pell.
Okay.
And so we're using the Pell Grant. And so what that is, if students already are eligible for that, and if they exhausted their funds in fall and spring, what I mean by exhausted their funds is if they went full-time fall and spring, and they have no money for summer, so they're thinking to themselves, okay, well, what am I going to do? So now they're able to go year-round, and we're able to cover their summer as long as they're in 6 or more credit hours, which is 2 classes.
Right.
So if they have that and they are in a good academic standing, then they're able to get that Pell Grant to pay for their summer classes. So it is exciting, and so we really are excited for that, and really just help enrollment as well, because what that does is now students are not discouraged, because sometimes you have the mentality, I'm going to take the summer off, I'm going to relax, I have a job, I have this, but really you can actually get ahead in your degree and get those classes paid for. So that's really a huge benefit for them.
Definitely, because it is pretty tough when you're thinking, I mean, it's a scary amount. You're thinking college, this is quite an investment I'm making, and sometimes if they do take that summer off, they might decide, okay, well, maybe I need to work a little longer and I can push it back, and kind of I'll enroll next spring, or I'll enroll next summer, or kind of. But that's really good that that's available for students. So do you guys have any plans to continue to go back out to schools, or if somebody's watching right now and they're kind of interested and would like to talk to you, maybe they're in high school themselves, or they're kind of just trying to figure out a way to make their way into the college, kind of seeing how can they do that?
Well, we're very easy to contact. We have our number that's being provided on the screen for. If you go onto our website, the main STC website, you can just search up recruiters, and my name along with the other representatives will come out. And depending on your location, we have recruiters and specialists in Wesco, in Rio, and in McAllen. So since we have the 3 main campuses on those areas, it'll be an easy point of contact if they need help, or if they want to just walk in, ask questions. We can more than glad to help them out and see where their standing is, and we can tell them what they're missing, what they need to do next, and things like that.
Perfect. And what is something that you've heard from a student who you spoke to in high school and then at the end of their freshman year of college? Is there something that, hey, thank you so much, I appreciated your help, or I can do this, or continuing on?
I had a student who, in one of my schools, he was he was a senior year, he was very discouraged because he had taken all his exams and he had failed them at the first try. And he told me it's because I'm not used to doing homework, I'm not used to, actually giving my 100% as far as school goes, because their school is a little bit more lenient with education. So I kind of pushed him to try again, and then I actually helped register himself. I actually helped him register himself for courses online, and I would go to the high school monthly, because I do the monthly visits to the high school. So then whenever I would go, he'd be the first one there to ask for my help, and now I see him in college. I'll see him walking through the hallways, and he'll see me. I was like, "Sir, thank you so much for helping me. If I hadn't met you, I think I wouldn't have even, been here right now. I probably would have been working, at, any other little part-time job. And I'm glad that I'm able to pursue my education and advance in school." So it's little stories here and there, and I have many other students who have told me the same thing, and it's very warming whenever I get to hear that, positive, reaction from the students, or that feedback that tells me that I'm actually not just doing my job, but I'm actually affecting the lives of these students in a positive way.
Definitely. That's amazing. Well, thank you both so much for coming in today. I really appreciate you guys are doing great helping students, transition into that college. I know it is tough. Thank you again.
Thanks so much for having us.
All right, folks, when we come back, we are talking to a group who is hoping to make poverty unfashionable. Stay with us.